Welcome to the Zombie Story Zone. Tonight, we're diving into a spine-tingling Halloween adventure that will leave you breathless. Imagine a group of children dressed as zombies, wandering into a haunted cemetery, only to discover they're not just playing dress-up. As secrets from the past awaken, they must confront forces beyond their understanding. Will they unleash something they can't control? If you love thrilling tales like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more chilling stories, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback is invaluable to us and helps shape our future adventures. Let's embark on this journey together.
Zombie trick-or-treaters, children dressed as zombies start to behave strangely, revealing they may be more than just costumes. On the crisp Halloween night, a silver moon cast a shimmering glow over the sleepy town of Eldridge Hollow. The air was filled with the scent of fallen leaves and pumpkin spice as children, clad in a kaleidoscope of costumes, took to the streets in search of candy. Among them, a particularly lively group of trick-or-treaters drew attention, a gaggle of children, all dressed as zombies, their faces painted with an unsettling realism that made them look almost lifelike. As they wandered from house to house, giggles mixed with mock groans echoed through the night. Little did the townsfolk know that these were no ordinary kids. There was something peculiar about their movements and eerie synchronicity, as if they were a single entity bound together by an unseen force. But the townspeople, caught up in the spirit of Halloween, simply chuckled and tossed handfuls of candy into their outstretched bags. At the center of this zombie brigade was a girl named Leela. With her tousled dark hair and strikingly green eyes, she was the leader of the pack. She wore tattered clothes and a face smeared with gray and green paint, but there was an intensity in her gaze that set her apart. As the night deepened, Leela felt an unusual energy coursing through her, something beyond the excitement of Halloween. It was as if the moonlight itself had imbued her with a secret power. "Let's go to the old cemetery," Leela suggested, her voice low but filled with enthusiasm. The others hesitated, glancing nervously at each other. The Eldridge Cemetery was notorious for being haunted, a place where local legends whispered of restless spirits and eerie happenings. But Leela's boldness ignited a spark of curiosity, and soon they were shuffling down the moonlit path towards the graveyard, the glow of their plastic pumpkins illuminating the way. As they reached the wrought iron gates, the air grew heavier, charged with an energy that felt electric. The graveyard lay before them, an expanse of crooked tombstones and gnarled trees, each shadow seeming to harbor its own secrets. The children stepped inside, the crunch of leaves underfoot echoing ominously in the silence. Leela led the way, her heart racing with a mix of fear and excitement. Suddenly, a chilling breeze swept through the cemetery, and the children huddled closer together. Leela's bravado faltered for a moment, but she pushed through, her curiosity outweighing her fear. They wandered deeper, their voices barely above a whisper, until they reached a clearing in the center where a stone statue of a weeping angel stood, its gaze cast down as if mourning the souls below. "Look," one of the boys whispered, pointing to a flickering light emerging from the base of the statue. It was a soft, pulsating glow, pulsing in rhythm with their racing hearts. Leela stepped forward, entranced by the light. The other children hesitated, exchanging glances filled with uncertainty. As Leela reached out to touch the light, a sudden jolt surged through her, and she gasped as images flashed in her mind, fragments of memories that weren't hers, filled with voices from the past, laughter, sorrow, and an overwhelming sense of longing. The others watched in awe as her eyes glazed over, her body trembling slightly as if she were channeling some ancient force. "Leela," one of the girls called, concern etched on her face. But Leela remained entranced, lost in a world beyond her own. Then, as quickly as it had begun, it stopped. Leela staggered back, breathless, her heart racing. "Did you see that?" she asked, her voice shaky yet electrified with excitement. The others nodded, still wide-eyed. I saw them. The ones who used to be here." The group exchanged nervous glances, their initial thrill now laced with a touch of dread. But Leela, fueled by an insatiable curiosity, pressed on. "We need to find out more. This place, it holds something important." The children, caught in her fervor, followed as she moved deeper into the cemetery. They stumbled upon an old mausoleum, its stone door slightly ajar, a flicker of light spilling out from the inside. Leela, driven by an unexplainable urge, pushed the door open, and the group gasped collectively as they stepped inside. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and aged stone. Candles flickered along the walls, casting eerie shadows that danced like spirits in the dim light. In the center of the room stood a grand sarcophagus, its lid slightly ajar. Leela felt an irresistible pull towards it, as if it were calling her name. "Do you think we should open it?" one of the boys asked, his voice trembling slightly. "We have to," Leela replied, her heart pounding with anticipation. "We can't leave without knowing what's inside." With a collective effort, they approached the sarcophagus, their breaths held in unison. As they pushed the heavy lid aside, a wave of cool air rushed out, carrying with it a shimmering mist that enveloped them. The children gasped, their fears mingling with wonder as they peered inside. What they saw was beyond their wildest imaginations. Instead of a lifeless body, the sarcophagus was filled with glowing orbs, each pulsating with a vibrant color. They hovered and floated like captured fragments of dreams. Leela reached out, her fingers brushing against one of the orbs, and in that moment, the energy surged through her once more. Suddenly, the orbs began to swirl around them, lifting them off the ground as they twirled and danced in the air. The children laughed in exhilaration, their earlier fears forgotten. The world outside faded away, and they found themselves in a realm of vibrant colors and vivid sensations, a place where time and reality seemed to blur. But the thrill of their adventure quickly turned to unease as the orbs began to pulse faster, their light growing brighter and brighter until it felt almost blinding. Leela felt the energy shift, a warning creeping into her mind. "Wait, I think we need to." Before she could finish, the orbs exploded into a brilliant flash of light, and they were suddenly thrown back, landing in a heap on the cold stone floor. The light faded, leaving them breathless and disoriented. As they looked around, they realized they were not alone. Figures emerged from the shadows, cloaked in tattered garments and cloaked in an ethereal glow. The children froze, their hearts racing as they faced the spectral forms, ghosts of those long gone, their expressions a mix of sorrow and urgency. "Why have you disturbed us?" one of the spirits asked, its voice echoing like a whisper in the wind. Leela, though terrified, felt a strange connection to them. "We didn't mean to intrude," she stammered. "We were just curious. Curiosity has a price," another spirit warned, its eyes glinting with ancient wisdom. "You have awakened the energies of this place, energies that were meant to rest." Leela swallowed hard, the weight of their words sinking in. "How can we help? What can we do to make this right?" The spirits exchanged glances, their expressions softening. "To restore balance, you must return what you have taken. The light you've harnessed must be set free." Determined, Leela nodded, her mind racing. "We'll do it. We'll return the energy." The spirits gestured towards the glowing orbs, now settling back into the sarcophagus, dimming as they did. "Place your hands upon the stones and speak the words of release." With her friends gathered around, Leela took a deep breath and stepped forward. They all placed their hands on the cold stone, feeling the pulse of the orbs beneath. "We release you," Leela declared, her voice steady. "Return to where you belong." As the words left her lips, a wave of energy surged through them, and the orbs shot upwards, bursting forth into the night sky like shooting stars. The spirits began to shimmer and dissolve, their forms becoming lighter, freed from the weight of the world. "Thank you," one of them whispered, a soft smile touching its lips. "You have given us peace." As the last of the spirits faded away, the children felt an overwhelming sense of relief wash over them. The cemetery, once heavy with sorrow, now felt lighter, as if a burden had been lifted. They stood in the silence, the cool breeze rustling the leaves around them, and for the first time that night, a sense of calm settled over them. With a shared glance, the children realized the gravity of their adventure. They had not just played dress up. They had tapped into something ancient and powerful, something that connected them to the very heart of Eldridge Hollow. As they made their way back through the cemetery, the moonlight now seemed friendlier, guiding them safely home. As they left the gates behind, the laughter of the other trick-or-treaters echoed in the distance, a reminder of the normalcy they were returning to. But Leela knew that nothing would ever be the same again. She had seen the unseen, danced with spirits, and discovered the hidden magic of Halloween. And as they stepped back onto the familiar streets of Eldridge Hollow, she felt the thrill of adventure course through her veins, a promise of more to come. With candy bags clutched tightly and hearts filled with newfound bravery, the group made their way home, each step echoing the knowledge that Halloween held more than just ghosts and ghouls. It was a night where the veil between worlds thinned, where adventure waited just beyond the shadows, and where true magic was born.